It's the first day of my Christmas leave today. It's Thursday the 20th of December. Seems a bit of an odd day to be recording something about my job, really. My boss did give me explicit instructions not to talk about my job, so I won't be talking about my job. There's nothing untoward about the job, it's just that it wouldn't be appropriate. But it being the Christmas season, obviously we all have our little sort of Christmas celebration, and we have a little work celebration. I'd made quite a big fuss about getting a ticket. I'd emailed a lady and said, thank you for sending around your email inviting me to go to the party. You know, I've completed the form, and can you tell me when I'll get a ticket? I got a response almost immediately which said, you're not allowed to go, you're not in that department, you're not allowed to go to that party. And I was extremely put out, and communicated this to everybody around me, and then proceeded to pester her via email, and this sort of constant email exchange went on for about 3 days, and then she stopped responding to my messages, which made me even more annoyed. But people were going, oh, you can get into the party, we'll just slip you in, you know, you just come in with us. And I was going, well, that's not really the same, is it? Really, when somebody said to you, no, you can't go, you just think, no, I should be able to go, and I want a proper ticket, I want it printed. It wasn't forthcoming. Possibly because nobody else got a printed ticket. As it was, eventually, I received the crucial information about the party, i.e. where it was, how to get there, when it started and when it finished. However, something occurred over the weekend in the run-up to the party, which put me in a bit of a spot. I went down with a spot of man flu. It was quite bad, and I've still got it now, feeling quite sorry for myself. Sometimes I cough really badly, and seems very rude. Yeah, so I had a spot of man flu, a bit of streaming nose, still not really over it now. On the Monday morning, the party was on the Monday evening, on the Monday morning I sneezed very hard, really hard. So hard, in fact, that I put my back out. It's quite pathetic, isn't it? But my God, it was painful. I mean, really painful. So painful, in fact, that I managed to crawl into the hallway, here we are now, and lay on my back, and I had to lay on my back staring up at the ceiling for 20 minutes, half an hour, and I was sitting there, laying there, sort of going, oh shit, I'm late again, and shit, I'm laying on the floor, and shit, I've got to go to a party tonight. And the thing was that at that point in time, I was a little bit anxious about the party, because even though I've been working at the BBC for 3 months, and I knew a fair number of people beforehand, before I started, at the point of going to the party 3 months after I started, I realised that actually on a social level, I don't really spend enough time with people in order to have established the kind of relationships I think you need in order to really embrace the party spirit. Take me out of the office and put me into an entirely different arena, and I tend to tread water, really, socially speaking. Oh, it's really embarrassing, it's terrible. You know, you feel like the new boy, really. It's worth pointing out that nobody I work with has been in any way unfriendly or unwelcoming. They're all very friendly and all very welcoming. But I consider it's perfectly natural to feel, you know, a little bit sort of like the new boy, even after 3 months, even when people are being very friendly and smiley, and they are. So of course, you know, laying on the floor, staring up at the ceiling, thinking, oh shit, you know, got to go to the party. Have I got my excuse now? But I finally got moving. Cold symptoms subsided during the day, and I got to about lunchtime, and I thought, I'm going to have to make a decision. Am I going to go? We're going to go to this party. Still was a little bit nervous, like an idiot, like a fucking idiot. Went and put a stream of consciousness on my Facebook status. Must remember not to do that. Must remember not to do that in future. And it just said, John is considering not going to the party. He is worried he might look like a spare part. What I hadn't anticipated would be that my messenger system suddenly went into overdrive. I received emails and messages from people, Facebook messages from people, all saying largely the same thing: you're coming to the party. Well, that's very nice. Very nice. Thanks. Thanks very much indeed. Great. That's very nice. Terribly embarrassed now. Feeling terribly needy. And thought I might try and escape the whole thing by going to the kitchen and just making myself a sort of a nice little cup of tea. Didn't get to the kitchen. I was pulled to one side by an editor who just said, "Oh, don't be so bloody pathetic." Okay, alright then. You've got editor in your job title. I'll go to the party. So I went to the party. Had a lovely time. Had a really nice time. It was a lovely time because I bumped into people who I hadn't seen in months, and I wasn't expecting to see them at the party, and it was a real joy to see them, because you just like go, "Oh, hello," well, not like that, but I saw people from the department. It was lovely. People from the department got very excited about all sorts of different things. Everybody got dressed up as well. I hadn't made any kind of effort whatsoever. I just turned up in my work clothes. By which I mean, obviously, when I go to work, I look reasonably smart all the time. This was large enough so that I could go in relatively unnoticed and leave relatively unnoticed. So by the time I had started floating around the party with a glass of wine in my hand and realised this is the third time I've walked around the party, if I'm not careful, somebody's going to think that I look like some kind of drunk. Maybe it's time to go, I thought, which is why I sort of slipped away, and that made it even nicer because you didn't have to go round and say bye, see ya, it's been a lovely party, bye, see you tomorrow. You don't have to do all of that. You know, you just go, steal away into the night. It's great. But there's the thing, I took a few pictures of the event. And all of my pictures don't have any other people in them. It feels really awful, actually, when you stand next to somebody and you go, "Oh, can I take a picture with me? Take a picture with me." They may not want to have their picture taken with me. I may not want to have my picture taken with them. But actually, afterwards, when I saw other people's pictures on Flickr and Facebook and what have you, I was just thinking, "Oh, look." They've had their picture taken with so many other people. Ooh. I've just got pictures of the interior and the bar. It's a bit embarrassing on my part. There's another picture which I saw yesterday, and when I go to work 3 days a week, for the 3 days a week I go to this particular building, I walk past this board of pictures, Polaroid pictures of everybody in the department, and for the past 3 months there's been this one picture, this group picture of everybody in the department, so many people in the shop that they sort of bleed into there's a white backdrop thing, and then there are so many people in the shop, they don't all fit into the white backdrop, so consequently you see the dark background of the wall behind it. And they all looked really smiley and like, "Hey, we're having a great time." It wasn't until I went to the party on Monday night that I realised that actually that picture that I keep seeing every time I go to the 9th floor of this building, that picture was actually taken at the party, because I saw the area where the backdrop was, and I thought, oh. Went into work yesterday, my last day in the office before I go on leave, and there was a second picture on the board, exactly the same backdrop, pretty much exactly the same team members, but unlike the picture underneath it, it didn't contain me. I wasn't in the first picture. Obviously my predecessor was in the first picture and everybody looked like a happy team. Only the second picture, predecessor has obviously now gone, the second picture I wasn't in. And it made me stop. It made me stop, and I just thought, "Oh, Christ. It's worth pointing out that at no point do I think, "You bastards, you didn't include me." I don't think that at all. I think there's one fundamental reason I wasn't in the picture. I didn't stick around long enough. So bloody conscious about not appearing like a spare part at a party that I left too early to be included in the picture. Which I do think is sort of painful and slightly hilarious. But it was just funny to sort of walk past the pictures and think, "Oh, wish I'd hung around long enough." There was one picture taken of me at the party. But I don't feel like dancing. I did have a good time, really.
No, sir, no dancing today.
Really. I think maybe somebody just jolted me or something. I spilled my drink. Maybe I was just a little bit annoyed. But I did have a good time. Really.